Hi, and welcome to the Lemonade Car Show on Rogers TV. I'm your host, Lorraine Sommerfeld. Tonight, as always, we'll be answering all of your car-related questions. The Lemonade Car Show is brought to you by OMVIC, Ontario's vehicle sales regulator, and produced by the Automobile Protection Association. The APA is a consumer association. It's membership-based and nonprofit, so we benefit you, the consumer. You can reach us at apa.ca or by phone at 416-204-1444. Joining me today is Debbie Arnold. She's with Sound Insurance Services, and John Raymond. He's an industry consultant. You can call us this evening at 800-968-7836. Welcome back to this new season. It's nice to see you, Debbie.
Good to see you.
Hi, John. You're always here, so that's
always
cool.
Always here.
Great time for people to call in tonight with insurance stuff. It's always a very hot topic, and I love it to death.
And an overlooked topic. People pay large premiums, and they don't necessarily know what they're getting. And
it's hard to know what to ask until you're in the center of it, and then it's too late, like usually when you got a claim. So, headlines everywhere right now are about insurance and winter tires.
Even on the highways, the signs on the highways, use winter tires, be safe. You're seeing that on the digital signs on the 401, which is a great message, and it's very important. A lot of people, and I find a lot of Torontonians, don't like to use winter tires because our winters are mild, or I'm in the city and it's salted and it's sanded and it's clear. Problem is, what happens when you're out and you get hit with a snowstorm and you don't have winter tires on your car. A lot of people don't understand that after once it goes below 7 degrees, your all season tires don't work. Your winter tires are a much better choice. And now the government has mandated that insurance companies reward responsible drivers who are putting winter tires on their vehicles.
Okay, when's this effective and how much could it mean? With
some companies, they've already put it into place. There's one company in particular that's had a 10% discount for a number of years if you install winter tires. The mandated effective date is January 2016. But you have to be careful and you have to check with your provider, because some companies will not do a midterm change. So as of January 1st, they're going to get a flood of calls. I want my discount, but your renewal's not up until April.
So it'll get added on the renewal.
On your renewal, and that's it will be particular to the provider.
Okay.
Some companies will allow the midterm change. Some companies have already put it into place. Once it was mandated, it's already there.
Has the government said how much they have to give you?
No, and that was where the government failed. So the discount is the discount is they didn't mandate that. They didn't mandate how the discount was supposed to be put on, so some companies can get it on as of renewal instead of just January 1.
So they get to self-regulate.
Yes. So we have discounts going from 1%, which is not going to save you a ton of money.
That's flipping the bird to the consumers and the government.
1% all the way up to 10%.
10 is decent.
The average is about 3 to 5%. With the substandard carriers, so those are the carriers that are providing insurance for the not so great driver, the driver with the challenging driver record.
That's polite.
They're 1-2%. Well, I call them challenges because I'll rehabilitate those drivers. I'm going to show them the error of their ways and what they could be paying for insurance if they smarten up and keep their foot off the gas. Exactly. So the other thing that consumer has to be careful of when you're requesting that discount, one, you might be requested for proof. It might be required that you provide proof, so keep your receipts. The other thing is you're putting a warranty on your policy that you have winter tires on from a particular date. It's going to vary by carrier. It could be October 15th, December 1st, November. Every carrier is going to be a little bit different. You have to have the winter tires on. So for the first year, it's not going to be so bad. Next year, when your renewal comes up, you have this warranty on your policy that you have winter tires on by November 15th,
And what happens if you crash and burn?
On November 16th and you don't have your winter tires on, you have no coverage.
Like none? Not just 10% less?
No.
So you have no liability?
They can deny the claim because you voided your warranty.
Void the whole thing. So it voids the whole
Exactly.
thing.
Basically,
Not just the tire.
Now, will that happen?
Who wants to take the chance, though?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to be very careful and be very mindful of what dates your provider is saying you must have the winter tires on by such and such a date, and don't take them off before. If it's March 31st, don't take them off on March 28th, or if it's April 15th. We have had snowstorms in April.
Yeah.
So I think the carriers that are saying take them off by March 31st are jumping the gun a little bit there, just because we have had snowstorms in April. that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, they can do what they want to do.
Be really
It's just-
cautious of those dates.
Exactly. Be very careful and make sure that you mark them down.
Okay, John, what does the APA, do they have a role with insurance? Can we get help through the APA site for
actually,
insurance?
Debbie is a valued partner with Sound Insurance for a number of years. And through membership in the APA, our members could go through Sound for a number of insurance offerings. But more importantly, they're there to help our members and consumers in general. That's the importance of going through a quality broker such as Debbie that understands the in and outs and is working for you.
Okay. I have
It's a
another-
real member benefit.
Oh, actually, okay, if you have something you can talk about, because I have a big one I'm going to bring up in a minute with you.
Okay. I did want to talk about a little bit about the group program.
Okay.
Through the APA. What happens, I'm the group business development manager, so I handle a number of groups. And what happens with group insurance when you're getting a discount? It's based on a certain demographic. Group underwriting is like a little box. And if you fit into the box, you get a great rate. If you don't fit into the box, as a broker,
You're a challenge.
that's fine. No, you're not a challenge. You're not a challenge. But I have 16 other markets to look at for you.
Okay.
There's a lot of group programs out there. I was speaking to an APA member today who is part of an alumni association through another group carrier, but he's getting a really good discount. It's an alumni association, so the demographic is very good, so the group discount is that much higher. I'm not going to compete in that.
Okay.
You know, that's very difficult. But what he doesn't have is the personalized advice. So I'm looking at holes in his policy and suggesting this, that, and the other thing that he should look at with his carrier. So I'm not just there to write the APA member business. I'm also there as a consulting. You know, I can look at their policies, pick it apart, see what we need to do with it to make it better.
And you can also ask a broker questions that you can't really risk asking your insurance company because it might introduce topics.
That's a good
That's
point.
true. That's a
know.
very good point, especially when you're with a direct writer. Because any conversation you have with that agent for that
They're
direct
typing
writer,
away.
they're typing away, they're noting the file. I've had clients that were with direct writers where they were calling in about a question, a
Yeah.
possible claim,
Oh, yeah.
or a hypothetical claim. There's a claim registered on their record that
Yeah.
they're suffering for 7 years.
I've seen that happen more than once, and I've said to people, don't call.
No, but
Call Debbie.
call me.
I write your phone number all over the place, Debbie.
Actually, this
Why
week
so
on
busy?
our APA website, there's our newsletter, and it's all on insurance matters.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
And I really urge people that are listening tonight to call Debbie with their questions.
Absolutely,
You can
always
thank them
happy
later
to.
for that.
Yeah.
Better you get the calls than us.
Well, I think what's difficult is a lot of times when we say if there's less than $1,000 damage, you know, you don't have to call the police, and you can't tell by looking. People don't realize that clips can be broken, et cetera, et cetera. So there's some really normal questions that fall into, it should be a no man's land, like big deal. But the second you call your insurance company, which makes sense, these are the people that take my money every month, I should be able to ask a generic question of them, except there's no such thing. Like if you call and ask, and that's why, I mean, Google's my friend, I'll go and look, but I know as soon as I call, they know who I am.
Well, that if you're dealing with a broker, no.
No, well, that's what I
not
mean.
going to happen,
Like
as opposed to an agent.
when you go direct.
And everyone has a specific concern or need or different. High mileage drivers, families with multiple drivers, right?
Teenagers.
Teenagers.
Oh,
yeah.
there's a whole segment, teenagers.
Yes, teenagers are painful and expensive.
Yes,
You want to make sure, there's a lot of companies that offer a good student discount for your teenagers. So if they have over 80, ask your provider if they're offering that discount.
because they never go out.
Because that could, yeah.
Well, the other thing, if they're in residence, some companies,
There's
you
a-
can take them off the policy for
No.
while they're away. Or,
No, it's an away at school discount.
okay, or something
Don't
like
take
that.
them off the policy. You don't want to do
Well,
that.
I got burned because my kid was in residence, but he wasn't far enough away. It had to be 100 kilometers, and he was only 50
I thought you were going
kilometers
to send
away.
them far
you see-
away.
Yeah, but you see, what happens with a broker, Lorraine, is that there's other companies that don't look at that distance.
Yeah.
So we would look at another company for
Well, thank you, Debbie. Now I know this. I didn't know this at the time, but that's a thing. If a kid's in residence, you can check to see
You
if
can
you've
check
sent
with
them
the
far enough away.
Well, there's some companies that there's one in particular that doesn't look at the distance. They look at how often the kid comes home, realistically.
So that's a
Is the kid-
laundry cycle.
Yeah, well, no, there's some that stay away.
Yeah.
You know, until Christmas
Ever.
or Easter or whatever.
Graduation.
Yeah, those. And those are the
We
kids we
often
love the
get a
most.
question at the APA is, how long should I stay with insurer? How often should I look for a
You know
better
what?
rate?
When we come back, that's a really good question, and I'm going to get her to go with that because I've had that question myself. The Lemonade Car Show, brought to you by OMVIC, Ontario's motor vehicle sales regulator, returns after this short break. When we come back, it's time to ask the mechanic. If you have a question for our experts, please call us 800-968-7836.